Are you buffing at all?
No.
Oh.
Does
No,
your
it's
shield
not
have a
I use
picture
green
of a?
blossom.
Does your
I
shield
use
have a
green
picture of a
blossom.
brain on it?
What?
What?
I can't tell what
No,
that
it's a
is.
flower. It's a
The
blossom
Oh.
kite shield.
flower!
Oh, it looks like a brain.
Hashtag subbed.
It's a brain. The brain shield.
I'm a tiny player. It looks just like a brain or like a walnut or something. Is that actually like in the game? I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's in the
Is that a
DLC,
texture
I think,
mod?
isn't it? Or am I just...
Really?
It's this game's version of the grass crest shield.
See, I haven't really
Oh, it
gotten
is?
many of the DLC items despite playing it.
It's in the giant memories.
Oh, which one?
I thought it was the DLC.
It's in the one with where there's the rooftops with guys throwing fireballs, and you
Oh
go in
god,
the middle
the
of
one
that.
with Ben Hart?
I think so. Yeah.
No wonder I didn't find it. I hated that memory.
Try all three. You can definitely. It's in a chest. I'll say that it's in a metal
Yeah.
chest. Nope. Oh god.
Well, all I remember is the one I'm talking about was a horrible memory, and I hated it. I died so many times in there for some reason.
Oops, too early.
So
And that's why
I
I hate the bridge. You already know what happened.
Giant
right
lord
off the
farming,
edge.
though. Oh, what? What exactly just happened there? Alright.
What?
Ow. I was too shocked by
Alright,
the
I'm waiting
front
to see what
stab
happened
to
here.
predict the jumping attack.
Oh, what?
Whoa!
How?
Yeah.
Did you get backstabbed?
He's like spun
What?
your body around and
I
backstabbed you from
told
the
you it was
front.
pretty bad.
But yeah, the slumbering dragon crest shield. I don't know. Why would you even use that one? It seems like its defenses are just awful.
I don't know.
So I don't get what the point of that one is when you have this one. And they're both really not that far apart from each other in the game.
You know what shield I miss from Dark Souls 1?
What?
Blood shield. Love
Which
that
one?
thing. The blood shield.
Oh
The
yeah,
Grass
that one was
Crest
nice. I
shield
like
was
that.
my
It had amazing
bestie,
defenses, and it
okay?
just looked neat. It was just this blood red shield with like metal lines all through, and I wish it were in this game.
I want to
Yeah,
wait 'cause
I'll
I'm to
always
this
wish
person. Oh, there he is.
that they kept the grass crest shield.
Yeah, I never really.
I like the
used
look
that
of it, and
much.
its effect was huge. This one does pretty much nothing.
I never noticed. Like, I never needed the stamina regens in Dark Souls 1. It was never like.
I
it
always
didn't
took
bother
it
me
because
'cause
I always
used
wanted to
some-
play low stamina characters. So.
Like I was using a
Oh,
dex
let's do
weapon,
that.
so
What?
it doesn't take that much
Okay,
stamina.
now you got to see that. You have to see that one. Oh, whoa,
I
I'm
want
alive.
to, but I'm
What?
dueling somebody, and I'd have to open your
And I'm
stream.
watching.
Okay,
so-
I don't have any health on my bar. It doesn't show any health whatsoever.
Really?
But
that
I'm
can
alive.
happen if you're like a really low.
That was a lag stab.
Yeah.
We're like 5 feet
Definitely.
away from him.
Yeah, that I don't. The rest of the match is fine. I don't get why it just sometimes does that.
Yeah, sometimes
when the rest of
you
it
just
isn't
get
laggy.
the
Did you roll
weirdest
away
looking.
right before that?
Yes, yeah, I
It
rolled
must have been
away. I did
that.
everything right there. It just.
There must have been some slight lag, and the roll was still on his screen or
Yeah.
something.
And the reason that I got that front stab that looked really funny is I think I was still in range of the elbow. I was just facing him when he did it. So
But does that actually work? If you hit them from the front with the
Oh.
elbow, does it turn you around?
That was close. That was a
on
good
their
fight.
screen, it looks a little bit better. Like you just barely turned around and they elbowed you and backstabbed
yeah.
you. So it looks like
Yeah,
it could have
yeah,
been.
Santiers.
But on the other person's screen,
Okay,
like there's enough
yeah.
latency, it just looks ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway,
And Tears is quite the thing.
someone's
But at
calling
least
me,
it's not
so
as bad as it used to be.
I will be back in
Okay.
probably a minute.
Tears isn't as ridiculous as it used to be, though.
No.
Um,
It's not.
It used to be that when I saw that, I just assumed that there was a 95% chance I was losing.
Yeah.
And if I won, it was because I got a parry. That was the only way I could win against Santier Spear, was I either got a parry, or the person was just so bad that they didn't know how to use it, or I was able to guard break them, or something like that.
The spin
It was
to
never
win.
that I could win a
The sp-
legitimate fight against
yeah.
somebody with it.
The spin to win stuff, by the way, the way to deal with it is to roll forward. It took me a long time to figure that out. But that's how you deal with it. You roll past them and then they spin past you and you just feel awkward.
Yeah, and then you can go in and backstab them if you start running immediately after your roll.
Yeah.
I think my proudest moment early on in the game was, before people
Oh my
could
God.
actually parry, right? Was getting a shuttle parry against
Phantom Rage!
Stantier's
He's not touched me with this
spin to
sword
win.
once the entire fight! I'm sorry. I don't think it-
Okay,
Oh
well, let
my
me take a look
God,
at
you
this. I
have
wanna
to
see what
look at
happened here.
this! Are you watching?
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Oh, and that. Okay, what just happened to me? I don't understand.
That was
How
a
is
very
this?
interesting fight.
We both had similar fights, actually. Watch mine.
I can't open your stream fast enough, but I can try.
Oh, that's fine. Don't bother. I was just saying, I got another one of those crazy lag stabs. I got off an R1 on the guy, and then he turned me around and backstabbed me.
Super awkward.
I don't understand. I rolled,
I've had that happen before
did an
too,
attack,
actually.
and then got backstabbed. How?
But I think for that entire fight, I don't think his sword ever touched me on my screen. Except maybe once.
Nope, not even once.
Really?
Nope.
That's why in PvP you just
Single
have to
time.
assume it's all gonna hit you and roll correctly. It's really sad. Well, that's sometimes how it is.
Yeah. Too bad. But
Yeah.
that is the way it is, unfortunately.
It's better than Dark Souls 1 where the entire meta was lag stab your opponent and then you win.
Yeah, I do understand that. Though that could be counteracted if you were good at it.
Yeah.
It was just a lot more difficult to do.
Yeah. I could never do it correctly.
The one of the things I really miss about that game, though, was the, keep falling for that, is toggling. Because it was a skill-based counter to stun locks. Instead of being a stat or something, if you knew how to do it and executed it at the right time, then you could escape a stun lock and then get a parry in or a roll away or something like that. And it ended up being actually adding to the dynamic of the game. That's the only reason why, Zweihander infinite stun locks weren't such a big problem. Was that you could actually just toggle out of it if you knew how to do it.
Yeah, but then there's
Well,
the
have I missed
problem
any
with
more
people
insane
like me
lag?
who, didn't
Yep.
know about that.
What happened?
You should have seen the last fight that I had. That was pretty interesting. I don't think his sword ever touched me, and yet he killed me and backstabbed me once.
Nope, not a single time. Kronos, what do you think about toggling in Dark Souls 1?
I think that I don't know what that is.
Oh! When you would hit the button to change your weapon and it would give you infinite poise so you could escape stun locks in PvP.
I've never
I
had an
didn't like
encounter
that,
with
though,
it,
because
and I
it-
did not even know that it happened.
It's
Oh.
for the same reason
That's
I
the
don't
only
like
reason why
fighting
infinite
games. Like,
stun
they're
locks
just...
weren't a problem in that game.
I wasn't really around when PvP was active in that game. It was slowly dying out.
It's still
So-
active on PS3.
Yeah, I know. My friend
In the
plays it all the
Burg,
time,
you can still get duels.
and he does it mostly in the Ulusile Township,
I just...
and he says there's a bunch
What?
there.
Okay, now that
My
is
friend was
quite
doing some in the
interesting.
township on
That's
PC
denial,
a
though.
while ago
Oh, boy.
with his Smo cosplay with the dual hammers, and apparently there was a bit, but I've never seen any there.
What the... Oh god!
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying that I miss toggling from the first game. I think it was a beneficial mechanic, and if they had toggling in this one, then stun locks wouldn't be a problem at all. A skilled player could escape after one hit. A non-skilled player wouldn't, and so that would be another mechanic to separate skilled players from less skilled players.
I think the
Actually, no,
problem with
I
that,
did
though,
get
is-
invaded in the township a lot, but it never went through. It just made the fog wall appear, and then I couldn't exit the game for 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest improvement they've made from 1 to 2 is the connections.
The match. The
the
user
connections
Steam
are
works
better.
now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
It's
only
still
problem I
peer-to-peer,
have
but
with
better than
toggling
nothing.
is like the fighting games that I've played are mostly like every fighting game is based off of like how much you practice your combos so you don't drop them when you actually do get in. And those kinds of things like it's just like stuff you have to know to actually be competitive. And I feel like I'd rather it be based on like your timing and how you spec your character than like whether or not you know how to toggle. But that's just me. Like, I certainly don't disagree with other people when they say that it adds another dynamic to the game. It certainly does. It's just not a dynamic that I really enjoy personally.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that add dynamics I don't really care too much for, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand that. Oh, you got the duel with the same guy that I just did, Prayer.
Prayer. I've fought him like once or twice already. Dual wielding those scimitars. I swear this spell is so mean. No one's expecting
This
the
guy
180
is what?
dashing attack. Oh, I
What
didn't
did
think
he
that
do?
second hit.
He did something. One of his attacks, I think, was really, really laggy. I'm not sure which one it was.
Oh, that was interesting. I was winding up a rolling attack and he backstabbed me while I was facing his direction.
Alright, I can't wait to see this. What head thing is here?
I'm dead.
Oh, whoa.
Oh yeah.
That's...
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens.
I don't either. It was probably the backwards roll thing. I really need to stop doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that in this game you can't... I know I should know this after 500 hours, but I think that when you are about to get backstabbed, that unlike Dark Souls 1, rolling doesn't actually help you escape it.
Yeah, well, that's mostly because of the lag.
I believe that it used to be that movement somehow canceled the tracking of it, but now that you can be backstabbed while in a roll, I don't think it actually affects it anymore, but people still do it out of habit.
Yeah, I think you have to be a distance
And it ends up
away
just
from
wasting
them.
stamina. Ooh.
I think there actually has to be some distance between you and the person trying to backstab you to actually avoid it. Which is why I think, okay, roll away from them, but back rolling is like another way to get backstabbed, so it's really no good way of
Exactly.
I guess sideways rolling
Katanas.
would be the next option, but that's, you know, it doesn't really help. Then you're down some stamina.
I'm getting that warmth too, buddy.
I love it when people cast warmth in the arena and I just zone them off of it. It's great. It's like, thanks. I can play the zone.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, do you want to know the
Okay, we
weakness
both
of
had a little
do you
bit of
want to know the
lagness
secret
there.
about how to not get hit by blinding bolt?
How?
Stand under it. If you stand directly under it, none of the bolts will hit you.
I'll run
But
behind
obviously
the
you have to fight the person who cast it to get zone control of that area, but, I mean... If they're, like, backing away from it, if you stand right under it, it won't hit you at all.
Oh, you're hosting me now.
Yeah.
How exactly does that work? I don't know how that works,
it just
really.
shows your video on my thing, chats there and everything.
Huh, cool.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
Yeah, I figured I may as well host since I'm not doing anything else with the channel. Maybe someone will watch, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just interested in how the mechanic works. I don't know much about it. The only time that I think I've ever seen it used is in Peeve's snack time.
I actually am kind of interested in using it more since it does seem like a pretty neat thing.
I watched,
Yeah, toggle infinite HP. That's great advice, Blake.
And the one thing I think would be neat is like having it automatically, like with one of the bots, just switch hosts every once in a while. You only get like I think 3 per hour or something, but
yeah. Oh, here's that guy that used
neat.
the Sanctum Mace and the Mirror Knight Helm, Jester's Armor. That guy from earlier. That was a long time ago.
I forgot it had the moveset of a lance, so I got screwed over by it. A lance and a club.
Yeah, it's a really interesting weapon, but you have to be really defensive with it. Otherwise, you'll get poisoned.
Yeah. I noticed he was
for me, I think it takes like 3 attacks and I'm poisoned with it. So you have to make a build specific.
Yeah, if you have a setup for it, though, you can get a few extra hits in if you have the right equipment. And the ring, obviously.
Yeah, I'd like to try making a build around it and just to see what its potential is. Because right now, it doesn't seem that good. At least for somebody who enjoys in a more offensive style.
Yeah, it's not very good for really aggressive players because you'll just poison yourself and be like, well, I'm poisoned.
Yeah, it seems like a good way to get in a high amount of damage if you only need to use a melee attack with that weapon every once in a while.
Does poison resist work
it would be good
with
paired
the
with something like a
with
short sword or some
mace
sort of
thing? Yeah, you can if you have really high poison resist, like you can get it so you're not even poisoned at all when you use it.
Okay.
Or like you'll see the bar pop
well,
up,
then
but
maybe
it
that
won't
would work.
actually fill up any.
That's definitely a thing I would like to try then.
All right.
You have to look up a
GG
setup for
mace
that
person.
though if you want to like not be poisoned at all. But